Well, hey, welcome to Decentrafive. My name is Jason Dukes. This is the show where we take 5-ish minutes to try to run through 10 questions. And our special guest today is Josh Finkle. He's the co-founder of FlyFrogsNFTs. He's also a really gifted toy inventor, works for IDEO Play Labs. Josh, thanks so much for joining us today.
Nice to be here. Ribbit, ribbit.
That's right. So I'm a Fly Frogs holder, love the project, and I hope folks will go check it out. All those links will be in the bio. And let's dive in with the first question. So number one, the toy that you played with most as a kid.
Oh, easy one. ZBots. I grew up in like the 90s. And yeah, ZBots were my favorite. They were like these little colorful robotic figures that were like 2 inches tall. And I would collect them. And they were the good guys called ZBots and the bad guys called Voids. And all the kids on my block had them. And we would like battle them and trade them as well. And we would just go over to KB. Anytime we were at the mall, we'd go to KB Toys back when that was around. And I'd always try to mom to buy a pack for me.
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. What's the toy that you wish you had invented?
That's a funny question because every year, every 6 months or so, we get to see all the new toys before they're on the market that all the inventors from around the world have sold to all the toy companies. And I get inventor envy. So every 6 months I see other people's inventions and I'm like, oh man, I wish I invented that. You know, I invent a lot of cool stuff, but so do other people in the world and I have inventor envy. So one of the more recent ones, there's this, it just came out recently. Fisher Price has this baby toy where it's a little puppy, robotic puppy with like a sock in its mouth and it backs up in a cute way. So that little babies like crawl after it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I just wish, yeah, it's cool. It's just a good idea. And I wish I had that idea because it's so simple.
That's really cool. So if you and Molly, your wife, could go anywhere with Barbie in her transforming camper van, where would you go?
Well, so I just invented, it came out a month ago, Barbie's newest. We invented 4 Barbie camper vans. This is the newest one and it has a 3-story water slide into a pool. So I would take that to somewhere like hot and like in a desert or something, like maybe Australia with like animals hopping around. I've never been to Australia. So we'd go there and then we'd totally be good because we'd have a pool and a 3-story water slide, just be chilling in the middle of the desert with kangaroos and wallabies.
I love it. I love it. So you visited IDEO as a freshman at Carnegie Mellon. You've been there 10 plus years now, I think, right?
Yep.
So describe the culture there so that people kind of understand the high level collaborative environment that it is.
Yeah, IDEO is like, it's an assembly of a bunch of really like diverse people with diverse backgrounds who are fun and smart and really want to do cool stuff. And when you put them together in groups, it just unlocks lots of amazing ideas and creativity to help push the edges for our clients so that they can unlock really cool, like new to the world things. So it's really just about like coming together in amazing groups and just making stuff. We don't like to talk too much. We like to make stuff.
That's so cool. So speaking of that, what other department with IDEO do you go to most for ideas?
Well, since we are, I'm on the toy invention team at IDEO. We like to bring in engineers, like mechanical engineers to help out because a lot of the stuff we do is like mechanisms or transformations or cool, like way things open up or materials. So yeah, we really like to invite engineers in, sometimes for a few weeks or months to help out with toys.
That's really cool. What other department comes to you guys?
I think any project that is looking for like a fun centric approach. So we get invited to a lot of brainstorms. And when projects need like fun game family thinking infused into their projects, they bring us in. And it can be, I've been to projects for like food packaging because we want to make it fun and stand out on shelves for consumers. So they invite us in to come up with crazy ideas.
That's awesome. I love that. I look forward to seeing what comes out of that. So October 2021, you launched FlyFrogs NFTs. Like I said, I've got several, and it's just a really fun project. We interviewed your wife, who's a Solidity developer, and developers are artists. That's the beautiful thing about what NFTs have demonstrated. But she was our second guest ever on the podcast. Describe that moment when she, as a dev, and you as an inventor, realized you were going to launch a Frogs NFT collection.
Yeah, it was a Friday night at the dinner table with the kids, and after dinner, we were sitting around sketching. We were like, maybe we could do one of these fun projects. So we were sitting around sketching on Post-it notes. And I think I sketched up a bunny and maybe a couple other animals. And then, the kids were drawing too. And then Molly had this frog she used to doodle like in middle school. And she's like, how about that frog? And I'm like, well, what does it look like? So she drew it. And it didn't look like anything like the current Fly Frog. So I took that and I drew the original Post-it for our Fly Frog. I was just like, frogs are cool. And then I drew it. It was just like 4 or 5 lines. And we all looked at it and laughed and we're like, that's it. And then we got started that night right away.
That's so cool. It's so cool. Well, and it's crazy because it's really developed. I think, I mean, I experience it. And so I can say from experience, it's developed a really fun community. I mean, talk about what makes that community so special to you guys.
Yeah, I think it's not just ours, but the NFT Web3 in general. It's just fun. As a toy inventor, like my job and what I'm passionate about is making the world a more fun place. And I see Web3 and NFTs doing that. All this really cool artwork and technology and people coming together to have fun. It's all there. So I really love that about the space. And that's our mission at FlyFrogs is to just make the world a more fun place. So we're going to keep doing that. It all comes back to looking at the frog and laughing. And then once you get in deeper, like doing more things that are just fun. Like I see basically everyone in the NFT world, like all these adults acting like kids, and it's awesome.
That is awesome. I agree. So how and when did you and Molly meet?
So we met in college at Carnegie Mellon, and it was at a pregnant party. So yeah, I was dressed up pregnant. I had like a Stiller's pillow in my belly, and I was like drinking beer, and I was at this party. And then she came to the party. She wasn't pregnant though. She didn't know she was going to this party. She was just out for the night, and we just hit it off. And I knew she liked me for me and not my body because she met me when I looked pregnant.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So last question that we ask every guest, and then I do have a bonus question, but who else should we have on the DECENTRAFIVE podcast?
There's a bunch of cool artists I've been discovering, like OG artists that have been around doing stuff for a while. And one of them is Wizard X. I'd like to hear more about him and his story.
Very cool. We'll have to make that connection. I love it. So bonus question, who wins in a race? The Paw Patrol chases transforming city cruiser or the Sharkmobile thingy that sits up on your shelf, I think, based on one of the pictures that I saw.
Yeah, 2 of our toy inventions that come out over the last couple of years. Okay, so in real life, the Shark RC would definitely win because that thing rips across the ground and like through puddles and stuff. But in like an imaginary world, Chase would totally win because he would have his eye on the finish line and he'd just go for it. But the shark would be off like trying to eat things along the way and get distracted.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, man, it is truly, like you said, how y'all smiled at the frog. I mean, you make people smile, Josh. I'm thankful for you and your presence in the space and all that you do. And you guys are so fun. And thank you so much, man, for joining me for DECENTRAFIVE today.
Thank you. It's been a fun ride in NFTs so far, and we're going to continue to have fun. Ribbit.